Hey y'all, we are here, we are back. Welcome to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James. I am here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth, or I guess in this instance, unpopular opinion. Joining me as always is my girl, Mrs. Best. Say what's up to her, y'all.
Hello.
Yes, how you doing today?
I'm actually good. Kind of bored, but I'm good.
She said, kind of bored, y'all. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all because y'all my peoples, and I'm just gonna let you know James is having a very bad day today. So we gonna just strings out the hands of the prayer that by the end of my night goes better because I'm just going through it, y'all, and I'm 3 days away from my 34th birthday, and I can't feel like this. Like this is crazy to me, but I'm here, and what better topic than to talk about which is Brian Mcknight. And I captioned this how, what, when, where, why children are evil. And not just any children. He said his children, his biological children. Oh, man. I don't even know how to feel about this. Like, I've never in my life heard such craziness. Like, am I alone in this world? Like, when this came out, I was like, okay, we got to talk about this. So if you follow my channel and you're with me, you know that I posted a short of what his son Nicholas Mcknight had posted on his social media page, and he had a whole lot to say. And now Brian McKnight's ex-wife is coming out as well to speak on the matter. So let's start by seeing how this all started. So I'm gonna play what Brian McKnight posted on his social media page in reference to this topic, and then we're gonna talk about it, and then we'll read an excerpt from page 6 of where this is all going. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys real quick, and let's listen to what Brian McKnight is saying here, y'all.
So lastly, this week, I want to big up my man right here. See, he gets it. In order to live a life that you love, you have to get rid of the evil and the negativity, even if that evil and negativity is related. We want everyone to live a life that you love. Our hashtag, that's what it means. Hashtag I love our life. But in order to do that, you have to get rid of all that evil and negativity. There's so many angry and upset and negative people out there. We want to use our platform as a place of positivity, a positivity platform. So hopefully, who knows, next week, maybe I'll only respond to positive comments.
Hmm. Yeah. So that's what he had to say. For someone who's commented on, sometimes you have to let negativity and evil out of your life, even if that means disassociating from the seeds that you put out into this world. It's very odd and it's very strange for someone that wants to preach positivity and growth in all of these different avenues because he has found something in life that that makes himself happy, that he has to disassociate with the other life that he had had previously before. That's frustrating for me because that means to me that you don't want to take responsibility for what you have done in your life. And this also makes me feel like, because he recently, y'all, and I just learned this, he recently did a name change ceremony because he had a son recently with his current wife that he has today, where this is Brian McKnight Jr. that he had with his wife. But keep in mind, he already has a Brian McKnight Jr. from a previous relationship. So it was even more confusing to me. I was like, oh, so is this a self hate thing that you're going through? Like, what is this? Because you can't root everything surrounding you being evil when you're the person who created the children. Like that can't be evil, sir. Like I don't understand that. And there's no scripture in no Bible. There is no sermon that any preacher could tell me that having children from a previous life is considered the root of evil and you have to disassociate yourself in order for you to have the positivity of life. There is no way. Because all this is going to say for me is that you're going to have a long suffering life. You may think you won in the end. While you slit your head over and we see the Rolls Royce symbol behind you in the seat that you're sitting in, you may think you're winning now, but there's going to be something that casts. I'm not trying to put that on him, but I've seen that. I've seen men who felt like disassociating themselves from children mean that they're going to have an all powerful life, and in turn, they end up suffering and suffering for a long time. So it's, and not to mention, one of his sons actually has cancer today. The one who came out and spoke on this subject matter that, on the evil thing. And we want to stretch out the hands of prayer because that is even more of a horrible thing for you to say that knowing that your son has cancer. That's crazy. Mrs. Best, you've been mighty quiet over there. So let's go ahead and get your opinion on Brian Mcknight.
I mean, this has been a thing for years. I'm kind of annoyed with society though. Like this has been something that's been known for years and years. And now people are deciding to care. I do think it's unfortunate, especially as a Black father and someone in the public space. Like, why throw jabs at your kids online? But this is no different from what Benzino did with Coi Leray, or a lot of other people have done also who are famous with their kids. Dr. Dre. There's been several people who are famous, and people assume that because they have money and fame that means that it'll translate to good parenting or being good to their loved ones, but it doesn't. It's unfortunate, but I also at the same time don't trust anybody in the situation. Something they all have in common is they all keep running to the press. So it's like, it sucks. It's awful. I don't understand how you can refer to your children as evil, because that's you calling yourself evil because you created them to be that way. But, I don't know. The whole situation is just like, I don't need to know this. If you at an event, you go visit a friend's family, and then suddenly the family start arguing about some stuff that has nothing to do with you. That's what this feels like. Like, I'm not supposed to be able to hear this from the kids' table, but I can hear all of it. So I don't know what's going on with the family. I do hope that they get it together in order. As for the son having cancer, I hope he heals. But yeah, just stop entertaining it. I have a parent who's like Brian Mcknight. My mom is like that, unfortunately. I don't argue with it. I don't entertain it. When she goes on her little tangents and rants and stuff, you have parents like that will view you as evil or call their children evil, take no accountability when they're the parent. I think when the kids become adults or to a certain age, just why argue with the parent? You don't have to. You don't have to go back and forth. I'd allow him to sink his own ship and not say nothing.
Okay. And I get that. I do. I get that. But I want to, so what caused me to actually want to talk about this in my unpopular opinion segment was actually the social media post that Nico Mcknight actually put out. So I'm actually going to read it because I just thought it was highly interesting. So it says, "I'm evil. That's wild. The guy who used to make me clean his used condoms out his bathroom at 15 before Lisa got home is calling me evil for sure. The guy," and also he captioned in the comments, "the guy who forged Signet on our names is calling us evil." And we want to shout out to page 6 for capturing the actual tweets before they could have been deleted. We appreciate you, page 6, for this. But that actually makes it worse for me. That actually makes it worse for me. The fact that you had your 15-year-old son allegedly through his words clean out used condoms. Why are we cleaning out used condoms again? I just want to know, why are we doing that exactly? Cleaning out used condoms. We don't think to buy the same brand and, just put them back in the drawer. So if the wife comes home,
Nobody should be reusing condoms. Like, once I'm sorry, I'm gonna just say it because you shouldn't be watching this video if you ain't grown. Once the nut is in there, it's done. You don't rinse it out. You put it into the trash can, I thought. Wrapped in something.
I mean, yeah.
Some people flush them.
Some people flush them, even though you're not supposed to do that. But some people flush them. Some people, I have never heard in my wildest of dreams that you could clean out at 15. Like, I don't want to allegedly. Is that child abuse? Isn't that considered child abuse?
It was strange to have a used condom. Like,
And having your son clean. First of all, how are you cleaning? I have so many questions. Like I do, and I hate that he had to put that on social media because now our minds are going to wonder. What? First of all, me being a kid, there's no way I would do that. Absolutely no way. That's crazy. That's not right. Brian McKnight, you are, if you, and I don't know, this is from the son's perspective. I cannot say, because Brian McKnight has not confirmed this, so I have to say allegedly. But just think of the thought of that being, that is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So Nico also went to social media as well to also post something else that I thought, was definitely interesting because I don't think this should have anything to do with that as well. But we're going to read what he posted. Thank you, page 6, once again, for covering the tweets. We were bad children, sure, yes, but my sisters have always deserved better. They don't deserve this outright disrespect, hate us all day. You don't get to be a piece of shit forever and still skate by with all that we know. We saved that man from federal prison. That's all I'm going to say. But after all of this, I still love him so much because I know there's my dad in there somewhere. But he's a drone now. So fucking sad. Miss you, Dad. Marcus Aurelius, Superman.
this is so stupid.
It is. Well, it's not stupid. I mean, he's allowed to express his pain, but it's sad. I think it's sad.
What I'm trying to say, and I need everybody to understand this, old and new generations, social media and the internet is not the space for you to express your pain. It's not. And I know that we see people calling out celebrities for stuff like that. But personally, the way I feel, please just stop. Like, to be typing all of that online, he doesn't care. He's shown you he doesn't care. So at this time, you're just typing it online to make us care, and us caring isn't going to change him caring. And that's why I feel like none of this shit needs to be online. It's so stupid to me. It's so stupid. What is the point? It's like, if you know that, I understand that it's hurtful as a kid, you want your parents to be there, but at the same time, you have to accept people for what they are, who they are, and where they are.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem like they're doing that. And I get the feeling that the mom and her speaking out, I don't know. I just feel like at some point somebody has to, in the family, needs to tell each other, like, we need to just move on and be done with this person, because that'll hurt him a lot more than you making a fool of yourself online.
Here's the thing. I agree with you to an extent. I understand what you were saying. And I think where I would fully agree with you is if Brian McKnight never said any of this in public and never made any vows of not claiming his biological children and then accepting the children he has through marriage. I would agree with you more so if I felt like he wouldn't have labeled the children because they're innocent. They probably have not done anything to the gratification of him excommunicating them from his life. So for me, I don't necessarily agree. I feel like if he put it on social media for a tit, yes, I am going to do a tat because at the end of the day, I didn't ask you to do this. I didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask for any of this. And if this is how you want to go about airing me out and calling me evil, then yes, I'm going to respond to you because here's the thing. You're the father. You have to lead by example, right? So I'm following your direction, following your lead. I don't know. I disagree with that. I just feel like, to me, his story deserves to get heard just as much as his father's, just because his father is the famous one.
That's the thing, though. We wouldn't be hearing Brian's stories if they didn't come speaking on him first. So that's why I feel like, as a whole, I don't agree with anything Brian McKnight's doing because he is a parent. But these are not children. So there's no reason for any of this to have ever been brought online. Like, prior to this specific videos and stuff that have been discussed in this video, these people been beefing. His son been saying stuff for a couple of years now. So now,
So he came out first, not his father, not Brian. Brian didn't come out first with this, right? Because I remember Brian coming out with this first.
But the whole thing, what I'm talking about, is for it being online from the very beginning, all of it, that started from the kids. So no one's telling Brian McKnight, like, one, I wouldn't respond to my kids publicly like that. Or two, if you do respond to your kids publicly, I feel like Benzino and Dr. Dre are good examples of how to handle it. You don't have to respond with that same anger and energy as the child, is what I'm saying. So
Oh, okay.
I get that, but then at the same time, the child is not a child anymore.
Hey,
So
Naya.
it's like, hi, Naya. So it's like, what do you want from him? Because if you want him to behave differently with you privately, then going back and forth with him publicly is probably not going to help that. But then at the same time, I get that people have the attitude like, yes, our parents should be the ones to do the work and they should be the example, but they're adults now and he's shown them that he's not going to do the work and he's not going to be the example. He wants to erase and start again with the new little kids. And that's not healthy and that is wrong. But once someone shows you that, to me, though it's hurtful, I understand their struggle as being his kids. At some point, you have to just say, F him and be done. Like, I'd rather the son be saying that publicly. Like, I've been hurt for years and years and years. I'm just done with you forever. But to just be maintaining this beef back and forth online arguing is like, why? Let that man go be with the other wife. And then when she get tired of him like the other wife did, she'll leave too. And then the same thing will repeat itself. But going back and forth, I feel like the son is hoping to change his dad's behavior. And I just don't think that he's going to change. Like,
No, I don't think he's going to change either. But I'm side eyeing this new wife too, because
how's
like,
she okay with that?
yeah, there's no way I could marry somebody and this is how he treats his children. Because at some point, hey Shayna, at some point, I'm gonna think you're gonna turn around and do this to me. At some point, like I'm going to always be cautious that at some point you can excommunicate me out of your life the same way you do the biological children that you have. So there's no way, as the new wife, that I'm sitting there thinking that everything is just so glorified and that you're going to be this amazing, just, you know, emplacement when, oh my gosh, thank you, Shayna. Please like the video, you guys. Thank you for joining me. Shout out to Shayna's underscore MCD. Go check out her channel, y'all. She is doing the damn thing. And Shayna, I hope to join you on this new reality show that we all doing, the one on own. Just saying, just putting that out there. So in terms of that, I just feel like for me, I'm side eyeing her for sure because I feel like, ma'am, you better watch it because I'm telling you, you might think this is all pretty now, but I'm telling you, pretty does not always last. I want to read what the ex-wife had put on social media as well, just to kind of, hear us out. Shout out to Page Six once again for covering this. We appreciate you guys over there. So she reads on her Instagram, the point at the end of every negative situation, whether it's an illness, whether it's a fool that you have to deal with because they keep entering your life when you are no longer giving any more energy to it, it's only to keep you down to where they thought they had you because they were the author of an extremely abusive situation emotionally, mentally, she said on Instagram. And they're no good at being the center of attention anymore. So when everybody pulls that away, it's like a kid who throws a tantrum. Page Six reached out to Brian's rep for a comment, but did not immediately. Last week, Brian's respond to a fan who defended his decision to no longer claim his 4 oldest biological children because some relatives can be pure evil. Y'all, this is not good. This is not good.
I'd also like to say you cannot just choose to not claim anything that's biological to you. Biology makes it to where like you don't have the choice to claim it or not claim it. It's just claimed because y'all share genes. Like you can say what you want. It's kind of like adoption, you know. You can be raised by people who love you like your family, but if you ever need a kidney, you're gonna need the actual person. It's
Mm-hmm.
I hate to use that as an example, but you cannot unclaim your biological kids, and that's why they need to be quiet and just let him look crazy because he looks crazy. And the
He
message
does. He
is
looks
sent to his other kids. What happens when they want to know their siblings? Which they will.
absolutely,
Which they will.
especially when, or it could go one of two ways because I've seen this before too. It could be like, oh, we don't deal with them because we're better than them, and our father taught us that we were better than them, so we don't associate. I've seen that as well,
Yeah.
and I hate that because it's like you don't know when you may need each other. So yeah, miss me with that. Shayna said the new wife thinks she's better because she's a preference. That's another issue. Yes, Shayna, absolutely. I have seen this as well. Where when black men specifically date outside of their race and get a woman of another ethnicity, they always like to nanny boo boo the black woman he was with before they got with them, because initially he didn't want you and I'm the preference. He's going to treat me way better than he treats you. That's what the thing about it is. And I cannot stand that, because to me, it should never be like that. He should want to be with you because he loves you, not because you think that you got somebody that's going to treat you. He's going to do the same thing to you in due time, because that's how he is in life. You don't change somebody, or you don't think someone's going to treat you better just because you're the exotic, or you're the prize, or you're the preference, or you're whatever you have, the cute features and stuff. Like, get out of here.
That's the
Like,
thing what people don't understand is eventually all of our features will run out. You may be the most beautiful old lady in the world, but your double D's may touch your knees. Okay. So, everything wears out eventually. A lot of people do feel like, oh, it'll be different with me, or we have this and that. No, I actually think the way that a person behaved and treated others in their past is a good way to determine what you could potentially have to look forward to when things get hard in the future. I'm not saying people can't change, but there's definitely a reason that other people become part of their past. So the new wife, that's the biggest thing, though, and I think the biggest point that a lot of people, like when I'm looking online and stuff, are missing. Why is she not saying something? Because as adults, as mothers, I'm not even a mother yet, but once I become one, as mothers, you should have the duty. Like, I don't know, I'm African, so we really do believe it takes a village. You should expect to help each other through things, to be there for the kids, even if you're not a step parent and you don't know somebody's kid. You should still be there to try and like protect the kid, make sure the kids are okay in the situation, even when they become adults. So it does look strange. And then as a mother, why would you not want your children to know anybody who could love them almost as much as you, which a sibling can potentially provide? So the whole situation is just a little bit ghetto. I need these people to, you know, go home and use the money that he got. Maybe that's why he's doing it too. Maybe because he went and had a whole nother batch of kids. He don't got enough left in his fortune to pass it out to all the kids. So he got to disown some of them so it don't look crazy. I don't know what's going on. They need to go to a therapist and figure it out, fry some chicken, have a talk, and go through the works.
My hope and prayer for this is, because y'all know how, listen, God works in mysterious ways. He really does. And my hope and pray for this is that if the children, the biological children that he had before marrying this new lady, if they really are in pain and in need of, wanting to find that void with their father, I hope that in the terms they realize that it may not happen and that they need to be okay with it. And as Naya said here, therapy does help. Therapy does help with the psychological aspect that, when something is out of your life or out of your control, that therapy helps build a bridge and barrier beyond that, because directly sometimes you can't help a situation. It is what it is. This is how he feels, and you have to do your best to move forward from it, because at the end of the day, God hasn't forgot about you, and he will come and get you right when you're ready for him. He's never left you. Even though your father may have, he's never left you. So, and also and this is gonna sound crazy, but they shouldn't take this personal either, because I wouldn't take this personal, because I know I wouldn't create it out of evil, because he was married to their mother for a very long time. He actually got kicked out of, expelled from college with this lady. There's a whole lot of history. So you're not rooted out of evil. It's just, at the end of the day, there's some self-hate there. And self-hate is another thing that I want to talk about. I don't know if it'll be an unpopular opinion, but self-hate is something I'm definitely going to talk about, because we deal with it a lot in the Black community, and we need to kind of fix barriers on that. But nothing aggravates me more when I see somebody who is pro-Black and do not date Black women or Black men. That bothers me to every extent of my life, and I don't know why. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that.
Eh,
So
I don't know. I feel differently for reasons having to do with what I do for a living and education. There's some people who do have self hate that affects their dating, but then there's some people who really just date to date and are pro Black. Um, I have a sister who dates a lot of white men. I don't know why. I feel like it's because she lives in San Francisco downtown, but she's very pro-black. But a lot of people feel that way. But if people take the time to actually research and understand the psychology of it, there are two lines where people feel with pro-blackness. Usually it's like it doesn't mean you only have to be with black people. Some people are pro-black and just believe in equality, and then other people have the idea of, like, I guess more so the Malcolm X theme, where it's like you should date, other black people and things like that. There's a lot of layers to that. So I just be careful discussing it. There's a lot of layers to it because it can highlight something that's true and controversial, but then at the same time, for those who do believe in black people, it can make them feel silenced if they feel like, they are pro black but date others.
I don't know how that works though. I don't know how that could work in spite of everything because to me, we know that in terms, the only way I would accept it, I'm gonna put it to you this way. The only way I would accept it is if the outside person that you are dating is also for pro black as well, which a lot of the times they not, and a lot of the times they don't understand. A lot of the times when they do get people outside their race to be pro black, they are far disassociated from it. And we have plenty of examples that go around this world that claim they're pro black and do not date black women that
Yeah.
are far removed from it. Yeah.
That's the thing. A lot of people claiming pro black don't fully understand what it means to do it. But then on the other end, a lot of the people who claim pro black and date outside of the race have to understand that being pro black means being okay with educating others. If you're going to choose to date someone who doesn't understand your plight and struggle, then you need to talk with them and make sure that you can get an idea that, at least they get something of it. But, humans are irresponsible. It's just,
Very much so, and like, and that's how, and we're gonna tie it back to this. I don't know how, I don't know what, I don't know when, I don't know where, and I don't know why. Brian McKnight feels the way that he feels about the prior children, prior relationships, and everything like that, and why he feels he needs to disassociate. I don't think children are evil by any means, even if they become adults. I feel like, directly speaking, if they're not hurting anybody, if they're not killing anybody, if they're not taking from you, they're not evil. They're not evil. They're not rooted in evil. They are probably in pain and they're probably in hurt, and that's probably due to your absence. And I'm going to stand on that. I don't care what anyone says. A lot of people act out because somebody was not there to hear them. And that's usually how that happens. So, furthermore, I think it's wrong. I don't think either party should be speaking on this, but definitely not Brian McKnight saying that I want to disassociate myself from my biological children because I want a pure, happy life. I don't know how pure your life is if you have a son who has cancer and we're not seeing any development of him saying that you are there hand and foot. That's evil to me, sir, that you would actually do that knowing that that child is suffering. I don't know how evil it is. I don't know how they're evil in the sense of that. My dad is married to a white woman, pro black, and interracial dating doesn't typically go hand in hand. Brian McKnight definitely has self hate going on. Thank you, Shannon, for sharing that because I didn't, I didn't know. Like I don't know how that works for me when I look at somebody and they say that they are for black people success, black people high, but in the terms they date the oppression. I don't understand. I don't know how to go hand in hand. That's just me personally, but who knows? I don't know how this society works in this. That's just my honest opinion because to me, I feel like that's kind of, I don't know, I think that's kind of blocking the message. I think it diminishes the message. I don't know. That's just me. We'll see. But we have a whole world, we have a whole life, and we have a whole thing to get through as a society to understand and be a part of one another's lives and a place that it's healthy. I think that that's where we should start. But as I said, I don't know Brian McKnight. This is making me look like this is not a good look. And Mrs. McKnight, the new one, ma'am, we are all side eyeing you because I don't understand how you're okay with this. I don't understand how you could smile in pictures. I don't understand how you could say yes to marrying somebody. And I don't understand how you would want to be okay with your husband disassociating himself with the life prior to you. I just don't understand that. I just don't understand that. And maybe this is a new age. Maybe I should read the book of whatever this religion follows. I don't know, but this is crazy. Mrs. Best, before we end the live, is there anything else that you want to say?
I just want these people to keep their shit off the internet. We don't need to know any of this. And I think that's what makes it hard to discuss it. There are three sides to every story: the kid's side, Brian's side, and then there's the truth. So until and it's both sides to me is keeping something out. Obviously, something occurred or something went down, and I get the feeling it has to do with that cancer treatment because it is very expensive. I have a friend battling cancer right now, and I'm sad to say that this is the most expensive and aggressive billing situation with cancer. It's wild. You could survive just to be stressed out about a bill, and that's messed up. So I feel like something definitely happened with this family, and it's leading to all of this. But all I'm gonna do is pray for their healing. I don't know what's happening, but I pray that everybody figures it out. And if you're not getting what you want from your daddy, then put Naya's comment back up. Therapy helps. It really does. That's about it.
Therapy helps, exactly. Therapy helps, exactly. So that's it, you guys. I just wanted to speak on that. We're going to head over to Mrs. Best's channel to do Summer House Martha's Vineyard. And then we're coming up this week, we're going to do an unpopular opinion. It's going to be a 3-part on Diddy. So keep on the lookout for that. There's so much that is going into this, y'all, and I did not want to do this originally. Just like I didn't want to do Brian Mcknight originally, but something about that just rubbed me the wrong way. And with the whole Diddy thing, I have to start from a beginning, middle, and then currently where it is today. So be on the lookout for that, and we will see you guys in the next review, guys. Thank you so much for tuning to Unpopular Opinion. Let's be respectful of everybody's comments. I need to put this disclaimer in really quick. Please be respectful to people's opinions, comments, and whatever else they decide to leave in my comment box. This is not a beat up channel panel. This is not what this is. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. Everybody is allowed to have an opinion. If you agree with Brian McKnight's way of life, that is absolutely fine. You're entitled to think that way. You're welcome, but please, anybody who sees these comments, do not attack these people. They have a right to the opinion, just like you have a right to yours. I don't care if you agree with my opinion. Mrs. Best doesn't care if you agree with her opinion, but we must respect each other because this is an equal platform to everyone. So I had to put that disclaimer because in my Justin Bieber unpopular opinion, even though I thank each and every one of you for listening, for commenting, and also subscribing from that live, but what I am going to say is some of those comments, we're not here to be hateful. We're not here to be judging. We're not here to be disingenuous of someone else's opinion. We are here to love, spread the word, and one day get paid from all of this. That's all I'm going to say. Anything else, Mrs. Best, before I came to live?
No.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you once again, and you guys have a great week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Yes.